Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode. Oh?
Ayo! David's in the house. David's in the house.
What's that?
It's my new look.
Right.
Do you think I should lose the hat?
I think you should burn it. 'Cause if you lose it, you might find it again.
I'm keeping the hat.
Hello there, gang, and welcome to another episode of Displaying Model Behaviour, the Earth's mightiest action figure video podcast. So take off your pants, crack a beer, and let's talk toys. Let's talk about the nerdy news that you need to know about. It's the only news that matters. It's good news. And on today's show, Batman is #1 in the podcast world, Guardians of the Galaxy are getting re-released, and HBO is gearing up for a whole new run of Dragons and Boobs. All that and so much more. But as you know, here at Model Behaviour, action figures always come first.
Or sometimes not at all.
So let's not stand on ceremony. Mr. Wayne, let's talk about him. The new Croc Master review that has gone up on YouTube by MCU Collector. Damn! This guy gets all the scoops. I'm kind of sort of extremely genuinely quite jealous. Because Croc Master, he looks wicked. I'm not going to regurgitate too much of what he said because I encourage you, go over and check out his channel. I'm knee deep in G.I. Joe fanaticism now. I freaking love the Hasbro line. So Croc Master, he is... I'm so excited I can't even talk. So Croc Master looks like he's going to be another fantastic addition to the Cobra lineup in your G.I. Joe collection. I don't know when he's going to hit the UK shores, but when he does, you know you're going to be getting a very excited review coming from me. But if you can't wait that long, go check out MCU Collector. He's got the scoop. Speaking of scoops, Storm Collectibles, it's not really a scoop, it's just news. Storm Collectibles posted a picture on their Instagram of Adam from Streets of Rage, more specifically the Streets of Rage remake. We've already got Axel Stone, and he is genuinely probably my favorite action figure. I love Streets of Rage, I love the remake, and I love what Storm have done with him. I think the cartoony kind of style fits their aesthetic so well. It leans into all of their strong points. So if Adam comes out with the same kind of accessories and design techniques, he's gonna look so good. So good. Mainly also because Axel came with these amazing fire and flame effects, and Adam has these awesome, like, green neon dragon type things that he can conjure up. Looks so wicked. So if Storm go ham with this, which I'm sure they will, he's going to be awesome. The main one I want is Blaze. That's the main pairing that I used to do 2 players with my sister in the 90s, Axel and Blaze. So hopefully this means that in a couple of years' time, I mean, being realistic, couple of years time we'll hopefully get Blaze as well, and then I've got the 3. That will be awesome. So nothing to report yet besides the fact that it's a happening. There's been some sneaky little spy type photos going around the interwebs of a Guardians of the Galaxy 5-pack. Now this is rumored to be a Disneyland or a Disney World, Disney Parks. Let's just say Disney Parks, okay? A Disney Parks exclusive pack. So you go there for the road rides and the roller coasters, have a good time with your kids and your family and whatever. Don't know why you're wasting money on kids when there are so many action figures to be bought, but you know, you make your life choices. I have no regrets. So if you want to pick up the 5-pack, then yeah, it's going to be in the park most likely. And these are just the MCU figures. Doesn't look like anything particularly exciting or unusual that we haven't had already, but if you don't have MCU Guardians, then you can get MCU Guardians. This is kind of like a kind of news. This is the old sort of, wow, Dave, slow news day. Neca are doing more of their Monster Mayhem teasers. This time, they've shown us a glow-in-the-dark set. Or is it a set? We don't entirely know. It's one picture, but there are 3 distinctive things in there. First of all, we've got glow-in-the-dark Frankenstein's monster accessories. But then we've also got a glow-in-the-dark Frankenstein's monster. And right at the very back of the picture, if you squint, you can make out a glow-in-the-dark Wolfman face as well. So chances are these are going to be like Comic-Con or just general convention exclusives. But we don't know. Is it going to be one big glow-in-the-dark pack? Are they going to be individual things that you can buy separately? We don't know. It's just a picture, and that's the whole point with the Neca teasers. It's just to whet the appetite a little bit. So, yeah, color me interested. Speaking of teases, Mafex have teased a Black Noir figure, and all it is, of course, as you can see from the picture I'm showing you, is a hand with a teddy bear. Doesn't give away much, but I mean, you can kind of imagine, you can fill in the gaps yourself. You know what Black Noir looks like, you know what Mafex do. They make good looking action figures, so it's probably going to be pretty decent. So when they release more info, you know you're going to see it here third or fourth. I'm not going to lie and say you'll see it here first. You won't. You won't. But, unless you only get your news from me, which, I'm flattered, but what are you doing? There are so many more reliable sources. Hopefully you come here for the bands. So yeah, stay tuned for more on Black Noir. Probably. Going back to Storm Collectibles, they have shown a whole bunch of pictures of their 1/6 scale Sub-Zero, and yeah, he looks very, very impressive. We saw a couple of preview images, but now they're just showing off to everyone. Like, look at what we have made. Look at this beautiful boy, and he is like pretty damn stunning, especially with all of the ice effects, the blast, the shards. They look so pretty. I kind of want to get him just so I can stick them all around my Iceman and make him look super pretty, but I'm not, because he is going to be expensive. But at least it looks like you get your money's worth. This is Hot Toys looking kind of scale and quality here. Of course, until you have it in hand, you don't know. But the pictures, unsurprisingly, have been made to look very, very nice. The amount of detail on the costume, the quilted ninja style with the little strings and ties and all that kind of stuff, and just the human eyes, man. The eyes have it. Like that face looks really, really good. So if you want to splash some cash, have this dude and the 1/6 scale Scorpion, yeah, those will be some amazing bookends that you can have on your collection. Me personally, you know how I am. I'm a 1/12 scale kind of guy. That's the side of the bread that I like to have buttered. I'm a meat and potatoes, put my trousers on one leg at a time. I like my action figures 1/12 scale and 2 cars in every garage and 3 eyes in every fish. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I just wish that Storm would get back to their 1/12 scale or 7-inch scale Mortal Kombat figures, because I'm looking down at them and it's like, come on, guys, where are the rest of you? It's kind of a glow-in-the-dark sort of time, because Super 7 have shown images of their animated foot soldier, Turtles foot soldier, you know what I'm saying, showing pictures of this guy. So there's no release date or price, but it's the Neca sort of thing, so you'd expect probably about $50. A little more than I'd want to spend, to be honest, but did I say Neca? You know I meant Super 7. You know what I'm talking about. You're looking at the images. If I did say Neca, you're going to be like, Dave, I'm pretty sure you mean Super 7. I'd be like, Yep, you're right. But take a look. It's a pretty looking foot soldier. If you like your animated retro kind of turtles and you're getting this collection, let's face it, he's definitely surplus to requirements. But it's kind of fun, because it looks to me like a sort of a palette swap, as if you're playing the Ninja Turtles video game, like arcade game, and if he's taking damage or something, you know how a boss will change colors when you're like nearly got him beaten? It kind of reminds me of that, but yeah, glow-in-the-dark stuff is fun. So if you want a fun foot soldier, this is what you can get. Hey, you know my biggest problem with Boba Fett? It's that his costume's not cool enough. Yeah, I know it's a shame, like, he's got such amazing characterization, but shame he wears such a stupid costume. If only it was less colorful. I hear you saying. Well, don't worry, because Kotobukiya, they got you covered with the all-white Boba Fett statue. A little bit of sarcasm there, but also for the completionists out there, this is for you. As you know, Boba Fett first appeared in the Star Wars Holiday Special, and he had much more of a plain kind of costume. Is this sort of what this is modeled on? I think maybe, yeah. It was also modeled on the idea of, let's make as much Boba Fett stuff as we can. Yep, people like, yeah, they'll spend money. Let's do it. Okay, great. All right, meeting adjourned. So if you want to pick this guy up, well, you're going to have to mosey on over to the Star Wars Celebration Convention. You bunch of nerds. Wouldn't see me there. I'm too busy at Comic-Con. It's not, Star Wars just isn't my thing so much anymore. Nah, congratulations, Disney. You killed it. Well, no, in fairness, like, it was already a burnt out husk from the prequels. Disney just kind of, put their stamp on it. But hey, Obi-Wan, I'm waiting for you to win me back. I'm here. I'm a captive audience. Come on, Obi-Wan. Bring back the fandom. In the meantime, though, if you still have that fandom, and God bless you if you do, you can mosey on over to Star Wars Celebration this year. Pick yourself up a Boba Fett. I want my Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett statue. I want my Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett, Boba Fett statue. I want my Boba Fett statue. I'm sorry, I'm in a really silly mood today. Continuing with their monster mayhem, Neca have also teased their Toonie Terrors. They live aliens, and this is kind of fun. I think the Toonie Terrors, they look good. If you had a whole collection of them, that would be fun. That would be a fun Detolf shelf. Again, not my thing, but I recognize the quality there. And They Live is an absolute stone cold classic. If you haven't seen They Live, if you're one of the kids and you need to go back into the archives, do it. Rowdy Roddy Piper in his best movie, and granted that's not saying much, you could even say it's his only good movie, but John Carpenter, alien invasion, taking over humanity, and oh my goodness, as relevant now as it's ever been. But yeah, just for the 15-minute fight scene, it's not 15 minutes, but it feels like it, it's worth watching alone. And this creepy, fleshless skull alien... Yeah, they are actually pretty horrifying looking in the film, and this cute little cartoon version could be worth picking up. Now here's something I didn't know I wanted. Aztec versions of the Star Wars characters. That's super fun. I didn't even know there's a Boba Fett one out already, and there is a Darth Vader one coming too. And I just love this kind of quirky sort of design. I think it's because it reminds me of the tiki themed places in Disney, and I love that whole tiki kind of like aesthetic. You know? I know like Tiki and Aztec, it's not the same thing, but it just harkens up these similar familiarities in my little brain. So yeah, this Darth Vader, he looks super fun. Let me give you some of the details. So this Vader is being released through Sideshow. He's only costing, guys. It's only costing $185. Like in the grand scheme of things, come on, what else are you going to spend that money on? You know you want an Aztec-style Darth Vader to go with your Aztec-style Boba Fett. But don't worry, I hear you. You're saying, Dave, that's nice, but I like my busts 1-to-1, full-scale size. Not only that, but I like to spend a lot more money on them. Well, Sideshow also have you covered with their full-sized Mandalorian bust. This thing is just, it looks like someone just beheaded Din Djarin and just plonked it right there, froze it in carbonite so it wouldn't be too messy, and was like, yeah, there you go. It's a full-size Boba Fett right there. Nah, not Boba Fett, Mandalorian, excuse me. I was trying to think of the name of the actor, but it's just gone out of my brain, which is so frustrating because I know his name, but I can only conjure up Din Djarin, but you know his name. It'll come to me before the end of this show. But yeah, you can pick up this guy from Sideshow later in the year, and he is going to cost you 1,550 beans. Or dollars, whatever the conversion rate might be for dollars and beans. You know what I'm saying? Either way, look super pretty, get yourself a Mando. Or don't. Or, you know, buy underwear and buy food. That's probably more important. You know, I make fun of the Star Wars people sometimes, and I think that's fair enough, you know? It's all in jest. You know, actually there's a lot of stuff about Star Wars that I do love. But Star Trek... you bunch of nerds, especially with the Super 7 3.75 inch retro style figures. Come on, who's buying these? Get out of here. Seriously? Message me, comment. Tell me that, like, hey, I'm the guy who's massively into Star Trek The Next Generation and I want 3.75 inch scale figures, because I know you're out there, because they're making them. They're not making them for their health. Costs you money to make action figures. Ask Hasbro. They're going to the poorhouse, apparently. The poor... Oh, we can't afford to make any more action figures, sir. They're so expensive. We're going to have to charge you like 50 quid per figure because we just can't afford to make them no more. Really? And Super 7 are like, does anyone want these? We're going to make them. Take them if you want. So, yeah, I don't know what to believe anymore. But if you're that person who likes these, then you can pick these guys up. Let me give you some more details. So, of course, the ones being shown are Commander Riker, then there's Counselor Troy, Lieutenant Commander LaForge, and Dr. Crusher, and Q, and Asmus. You can tell I'm just reading these off a sheet. And that's all the information I've got for them for now, but if you're absolutely desperate to know, don't worry. I probably won't tell you when it comes out, because come on, who cares about these? Seriously? Do you like to be punished and tortured mercilessly? Well, if so, then there's a lady in Soho I can set you up with. But more importantly, it's a game called Dark Souls 3, which you can just play until you're crying because of how hard it is. But one good thing about that game series is, some of those creature designs, mamma mia, they look very nice. I don't know why I went Italian there. I do have Italian family, so maybe. But nonetheless, the Nameless King. Look at this statue from First Four Figures. Absolutely stunning. Again, not a big statue guy, but I do like to cover them on the show just because I like showing off pretty things. First of all, the Nameless King is possibly the most badass thing I've ever heard. I would kind of like to be the Nameless King of YouTube. I think I might have to try and make that stick. Watch out for the t-shirts coming soon. But yeah, it looks super cool. It's incredibly expensive, but let me give you the details. So there's two different versions, and they're offering an early bird pricing on this figure where you can save $75 on the standard edition, which brings the price down to just $1,199. Or you can save $100 on the exclusive edition, which brings the price down again to just $1,275. I mean, really, it would be stupid not to buy these. It would be foolhardy not to spend your money on these. It would be Tom Hardy not to spend your money on these. All right, so just think about it. The exclusive edition has all these light up functions as well, and just come on. You take a lady back to your apartment, and I'm like, hey, let me just set some mood lighting here. Pew, and then switch on my little Nameless King statue. She's like, oh my god, is that sword glowing? Damn right it's glowing. You know what else is glowing? My love for you. There's a reason I'm single. Go check out the figure. Statue, whatever. Over in TV news, Netflix have released their trailer for Cobra Kai Season 5. What a good time to be alive. Just as Ozark has finished, and oh my goodness, what a show. No spoilers! But it was fantastic. Just like Breaking Bad, they stuck the landing. Brilliant. And Cobra Kai, I just eat this up like the junk food that it is, and it's so enjoyable and so much fun. So Cobra Kai Season 5 coming soon to Netflix. I cannot wait. And on August 21st, HBO is going to give us House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones prequel. And they've got our hype juices flowing and bubbling and throffing. This sounds a bit weird, but it sounds very Game of Thrones. With not only a new trailer, or a little teaser trailer, and lots and lots of posters as well with the different characters. And look, we've all been burned, no pun intended, by Game of Thrones. It, started out great, ended up toilet water, just like that little meme of the horse that's like in different sections with a beautiful back end and then just garbage at the front. That was Game of Thrones. Are they gonna do it again? Probably. They haven't done anything to encourage much enthusiasm or faith, basically. So we're going to wait and see. But I'm willing to give it a go. Because there were some good times. We had good times with Game of Thrones. So much bums and boobs and willies and all sorts of things. And then dragons and monsters and ice giants. And I remember the good times. I don't like the fact I said boobs and bums and willies before actually getting onto the more innocent, fantastical stuff. Clearly, that's where my mind is. But yeah, House of the Dragon, 10 episodes. Am I going to watch more than one? Time will tell. Over in Thor Love and Thunder news, we've had a couple of little bits. First of all, an image has been shown of Thor and Mighty Thor next to one another, and it's just giving you a better look at Natalie Portman's costume. Doesn't really matter too much. I mean, we've seen the action figure, we've seen the posters, we know what she looks like, but it's just fun to see them together. I mean, we're living in a world now where we have our third Thor movie with Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. I mean, it's a good time to be a comic book fan. It really, really is. So I can't wait for this movie. Not only that, but Taika Waititi has been doing the rounds, drumming up the old hype train, and he had to say a fun little quote. In my humble opinion, we have probably the best villain that Marvel's ever had in Christian Bale. Hey, that was a pretty good Kiwi accent. Or not. I don't know. I'm a terrible judge. But yeah, so he's saying, like, this is good. This, like, Christian Bale is good as Gorr the God Butcher. And honestly, I mean, that and the £3 will get you a coffee at Starbucks. Like, when the director of the film says, yeah, our characters are good. It's like, wow, really? Well, he wouldn't lie. But, I mean, Taika Waititi has never let me down as far as movies go, so I'm happy to trust his opinion. But recently, over the last few years, the bar for Marvel villains has been raised pretty damn high with Thanos and Vulture, Michael Keaton, fantastic. And no spoilers, but Doctor Strange, you get pretty invested in that movie and the protagonist and the antagonist. So, there's a lot to enjoy. So if Gorr can get up in those lofty ranks, it might be a good film. And covering something new on the show, podcasts, because Batman has the most successful podcast in Podcastville. Who would have thought? Joe Rogan has been defeated by the Batman. Batman Unburied, which is a multi-part narrative story that's been written by David S. Goyer. And you recognize that name? Yeah, of course you do, because he wrote Batman Begins. He wrote the freaking Dark Knight. He's got a big pedigree behind him, but he also wrote Batman vs. Superman. So I don't know what to think. And then again, now that I talk about it, Dark Knight Rises is also on that resume. So he's kind of hit and miss. But he must be doing something right, because this podcast is #1. So if you are a podcast person, if you like listening to podcasts while cooking or walking the dogs or doing just about anything like I do, I live with my headphones in, then go check out Batman Unburied. I've not heard it yet, but I might give it a try because, sounds pretty cool. The BBC have found their new Doctor. Doctor Who in the next series will be played by Ncuti Gatwa. And I sincerely apologise if I mispronounce that name. I've not actually heard it by my own ear. I'm just reading and I'm not good at pronunciations. But you might recognise him from the show Sex Education. He's kind of made his kind of debut, or not his debut, but got better known through that. And apparently he is a charismatic, vibrant son of a gun. I've not watched the show, but I like the idea of making Doctor Who a very different character. We've had more elderly statesmen portray the Doctor. Then we had Jodie Whittaker, who had very mixed reviews. I didn't watch. I just don't watch Doctor Who, but I know that it's very, very popular. But having a younger, more, like I say, vibrant kind of a Doctor who just, I don't know, maybe he might have like a bit of grit and like a bit of just like come on, Doctor freaking Who. I could get on board with that. So I'm going to watch this one a little closely, because I'm all for shaking things up. And like the Doctor Who formula has not grabbed my attention like I thought it would when they relaunched the show about 15 years ago. I was like, Doctor Who, I am all in. And I was like, this is a bit cheesy and crap, to be honest. And apparently there have been some amazing things in that time, but I just wasn't there for it. So maybe with a new series, a new Doctor, I might get on board the TARDIS for this one. And finally, Doctor Strange 2, The Multiverse of Madness, is in the cinemas, and it's getting some pretty good reviews. I got one here for you. Spoiler free. Alright, 0 spoilers. I can't believe how many spoilers I'm seeing on like Instagram and stuff. People just posting camera footage. It's like, you are the worst. Genuinely, if you're watching this program and you do stuff like that, you are the worst. Like, unsubscribe and go away. I don't want you in my atmosphere, because you suck. You suck so bad. Alright, that being said, film is very enjoyable. It's difficult to talk about it too much without giving anything away, but I won't. I'll just say I thoroughly enjoyed it. It had, like, really dizzying highs. There were a couple of things where I was like, I'm not too sure about that. But generally, I thought it was a great addition to the Marvel canon. There were some cool, fun things to see. And the best thing for me is it is so a Sam Raimi movie. So your mileage might vary with that. If you enjoy Sam Raimi, then dude, you are in for a treat. People always complain that the MCU movies are all very similar, very, very cookie cutter. This is the most Sam Raimi-ish movie you will see, and leans into the horror big time. Like, it's gnarly. There is some really, really cool stuff in there. And yeah, it was just so much fun. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and why am I telling you to go see it? If you're watching freaking good news on YouTube, then chances are you're going to go see Doctor Strange. But yeah, 2 thumbs up, good time had by all. And folks, that does it for good news for today. It was a little bit wacky and off the wall. I think it's because we're entering into the summertime here, and that means that the bunker is heating up, and when I get overheated, I just get a little bit silly. We're going to be in for Mr. Toad's wild ride this summer. Trust me, it's only going to get wackier from here on out. Everyone hears that and goes, unsubscribe. But if you are going to stick around, we're going to have good times ahead. So folks, thank you so much for watching. What did you think about the items that I spoke about today, comment below, let me know. And if you like what you see here and you want to see more, then, well, you know what? There's a couple of things you can do. First of all, if you want to, you can go over to patreon.com/displaying model behavior. Throw a few bucks my way, it really helps out the channel, helps me keep the lights on and buy action figures that I can talk about on the show. Very much appreciated. Or you can go over, well, don't go over, stay on YouTube and get yourself a YouTube channel membership, which gives you the chance to watch all the videos that I put on Patreon. You can watch them on YouTube member area as well, some exclusive stuff on there, like my newest room collection tour that I just put up there. And also when I do the live streams, you get a nice little special icon with a little star and a little symbol that shows that you are a channel member. I think that's super cool. So guys, thank you so much, shilling over, and until next time, that was a good one again. I'm getting better at this. Keep displaying model behavior. I can't wait to get my grubby little... I can't wait to get my grubby little mitts... You know what, I'm just going to start this whole thing again.